So, good morning, everyone. We begin with chanting universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and they may maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings release from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. The future is born from such action, companion to such action, and the results will be their whole. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, all such acts there will be the heirs. So we continue reading bowing journals and letters from Pilgrimage and by Reverend Sher and Marty Verhoeven, Dharma Reflections Chow. And I will continue read the letter to Reverend Sher's teacher, Master Shen Hua. And now we are concentrating on the basics: giving, holding precepts, patience and vigor. Along with all the Master's disciples, we are working to give the world a city of 10,000 Buddhas, a place where precepts will be the ground rules for being a person. As for patience, well, there is a lot of changes to practice patience on this mountainside. Kwodzai Schmitz is sharing the work with us this week, patiently enduring some of the most contrary weather of the whole trip. We are traveling 7 miles of the most dangerous road we faced: poison oak that grows everywhere, venomous ticks that inhibit the underbrush, sunburn, the mad Big Sur wind, freezing rain that stops as soon as we put on our slickers and boots, and then starts again when we change back out of our rain gear. This trip has taught us an appreciation of the monastic environment. How fine are walls, a roof, and a clean floor. I did not make the most of my chance to cultivate in the ideal meditative space of Gold Mountain Monastery. Now that I really want to do the work, all sorts of obstructions arise. Each one becomes a test of patience, resolve, and kung fu. Wind, insects underfoot, cramped quarters, rain and sun in excess. Traffic, all these dharmas can help cultivators forge a Vajra resolve. We transfer our work and wish that the city of 10,000 Buddhas will become into being quickly and easily, so that whoever brings forth the heart to cultivate the way will have a pure place to realize their wish. They won't have to endure any hassles before they sit in meditation. I'm not complaining. I have never felt happier or stronger. these clumsy corpses we walk around in are such a drag. We waste so much time looking after our bodies. The only sensible thing to do with them is to cultivate the way. I like the Bodhisattva in the first practice of the 10 practices chapter. He makes a vow to reincarnate into a huge, vast body, so that no matter how many living beings are hungry, the flesh of his body will satisfy their needs. Then the Bodhisattva contemplates all living beings of the past, the future, and the present. He contemplates the bodies they receive, their lifespan, their decay, and their extinction. The sutra says, again he thinks, how strange living beings are, how ignorant and lacking in wisdom. Within the cycle of birth and death, they get countless bodies which are perilous and fragile. Without pause, these bodies hastily go bad again. Whatever their bodies have already gone bad are bound to decay or will come to ruin in the future. They are unable to use the unstable bodies to seek a solid body. I should fruitfully learn what all Buddhas have learned. I should realize all wisdom and know all dharmas. For the sake of all beings, I will teach them equally in the 3 periods of time, according to and harmonizing with still tranquility and the indestructible Dharma nature. I will cause them to obtain peace, security, and happiness. Okay, stop here. So, Dharma Stalai, we have a chance to, and happy to receive him and spend 2 days here in Redwood Vihara. And on Sunday, we have after lunch, kind of short Q&A session. And a few of us and volunteers asked some questions. And I asked Dharma Stalai what he recommended, what is the skillful response in this kind of difficult times, what we're right now faced. Especially I pointed out of the war in Ukraine, which is in my heart. And his answer was very simple and direct. You need to cultivate. and it's true. Yeah, this is definitely the good answer. And at the beginning of the letter, what I started to read, Rav Angsher mentioned about this cultivation basics, giving precepts, vigor, patience. And sometimes they're, because we say they basics, right? Like precepts, for instance. And very often they can be not enough appreciated or undervalued. We can say, what I actually do? I do nothing. I don't see any visible results of my holding precepts, right? For instance, instead of killing, nothing happened. But in many ways, I think this is a tremendous gift, contribution, what we give to families, to communities, to countries, and to the world. As the Buddha says, that refraining from killing, from stealing, from sexual misconduct, false speech, and intoxicants is immeasurable gift. He says that we give freedom from fear, from hostility and oppression. And it's interesting to see in this way, right? That is maintaining the precepts is the act of practice of generosity, is the active service any moment when they uphold them. And especially right now, can really appreciate the fact when we live in the places when we have harmony, then we we are in the communities when support each other, like here in Redwood Vihara, for instance, and knowing there are places that is not at all a fact. I mentioned many times in Ukraine right now, 4.2 million people left the country because of fear, because of danger. They don't feel any more safe in their homes. 2 days ago, we heard this very horrible and kind of heartbreaking news from the city of Bucha, next to Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, like just 30 kilometers. They found that more than 120 bodies. It was like massacre, executions for civilians, men's, women's, even children. So it's a lot of fear and danger in many hearts right now in people. You can easily imagine this Bucha can happen anywhere when the war is start. And this war, the killing, this hostility and oppression, create this fear in not just, even in children. One of the Facebook group, the Help for Ukraine, saw the announcements. They called very urgent. The children psychologists needed, and they described that 3 years old boy many times a day is hiding in the basement, afraid that will be, building will be bombed or feel the danger. But at the same time, I hear mentioned many times are many examples of what the Buddha framed immeasurable gifts. When people open their homes, open their hearts, and actively cultivating peace. And I want to just read one short, in the end, story, what I just read in the morning, just published 2 hours ago. It's kind of roughly translated into English from Polish. In recent years, I have spent every free moment in various regions of Ukraine. Now I have 11 people at home, and I give up my social life and hobbies with blissful pleasure. I learn from them things, from these families in 11 people, things that I did not know I was missing in my life. I remember some moments forever. For example, a room full of noise and fun relieves the difficulties of every day. We Poles and Ukrainians connected by one living room. Actively, each of us was scratching potatoes. The kids screamed while playing. The smaller ones bounced against each other with their walkers. Toys flew everywhere. Happy dogs and cats ran around. And we were scrapping those potatoes, making dumplings, understanding each other perfectly between Polish, Ukrainian, and Russian, and for a moment, forgetting about the war. Taking over 11 people of all ages under our roof. I expected a revival of the action in my and my parents' lives. We learn a lot from each other: how to talk, how to open up to other people, how to help selflessly. The patterns that we lack are supplemented with the beautiful practices of Ukrainian families. They remind us of what we can be. And although these sentences may sound banal, for me they hide a lot of positive values, depth and wisdom. Magical things happen around us. Quarrelsome neighbors bring gifts. Neighbors with whom we had no contact bring wood to the fireplace. Completely unknown people come successively and ask what we need. And they bring many miracles. In this whole picture, I also see you, this person talking to all these helpers on this group. My hope for in this whole picture, I also see you, my hope for the essence of man. Of course, you will say you do what you do and have to do, and you do your job. I say that too, but in the mess of the dark world we live in, we all shine with sunshine, a vitamin that probably all of us needed. So it was kind of very touching story, how someone's home become a home shelter for the refugees, how actively, from the very small act of kindness, this peace is cultivated. So maybe for today, I can encourage everyone to return to the basics of cultivation, to precepts, to giving, to patience, to vigor. And as the Buddha says, when we cultivate like precepts, we not only give immeasurable gifts, but also we received immeasurable offering, freedom from fear, hostility, and oppression. So just finish here. And now we have practiced 3 steps, 1 bow.